Hello, this is the tech here. And today I will show you how to loosen a flex cable from an OLED screen or any type of screen that is delicate. In order to replace the front panel connector, this is a Galaxy A52 and it's very common in this series of phones that the flex cable, I mean the connector quality, it's pretty bad. It's really bad, and it tends to get pulverized or destroyed by mere pass of time. This is pretty crappy plastic, and this problem affects every A series phone. If you have symptoms like you lose image randomly or you have no image in your phone despite never throw it into the floor, you might think that the internal screen it's broken, but as we can see in this one, it's a little bit dirty, but it's perfect. It has no damage inside. First, you have to mount the panel carefully, be it with a hotter station or with a hot plate. But for that, I use these X-ray sheets. This comes pretty handy. I used to do it with a stencil, but this is too rough, and you risk on breaking your screen. And these screens are quite expensive. And now with the Samsung, iPhone, whatever Apple lawsuit, these screens are gonna be harder to get. So it's good to save a good screen from going to the trash, since you will not be able to get a new one. I don't know if this one is still working. We need to test that out. Maybe that not gonna be in this video. I just gonna show you how to loosen this portion of the flex cable without drying. And let's start. Sorry for the obstruction, but I don't have anything to put my phone on while recording, so I use a box just to lay it down. And we're gonna start. We're gonna use low temperature on your hotter station, and nothing more than 120 degrees, 130. These screens are pretty fragile, and you could burn them up very easily. You have to wait at the start of the cycle of the hotter station because it spikes a little bit to 200 degrees and it tends to go down. You can use also 99% alcohol or whatever alcohol you have. If you have 70% alcohol, don't try the screen until you know it's fully dry. But I'll advise that you don't use 70% alcohol since this has water too, and it can short anything inside the circuit of the flex cable. So you have to be patient. Touch it. As soon as it gets warm, you start prying it apart. You can also use a hair dryer if you don't want to risk it. If you don't have a precise harder station, I have a quick 706, and it's pretty precise, so I trust it that it won't damage anything on the screen. It has to be uh, warm. It doesn't have to be hot because you're gonna burn the OLED screen. You're gonna have to spend $80 on a new one. Let's see if the glue loosen up. This glue is pretty sturdy. It's the same glue that has in the back, and it's pretty easy to mess this up if you don't know what you're doing. But once you get it going, it's pretty straightforward. Just pry it slowly. You have also to be careful because you can disorder the flex cable portion on the bottom, and that's pretty hard to repair. You need a special machine that it's really expensive. It can be repaired, but as I tell you, not everyone has a laminating or a cuff laminating machine. So yeah, you have to be pretty careful. You also have to be pretty careful to not mess this soldering here. This is the touch panel soldering, and you have to be pretty careful to not bend this part of of the screen, because you have the touch IC right there, and if you mess that up, you're gonna lose the touch function on your screen. Really pretty patient, really patient. Slowly, slow and steady. You may think, oh, why you don't go out and buy a new screen anyway? I could buy one because this phone, the customer only wants to recover the information from it. But I'm gonna show you anyways, so you can learn something new. So you can maybe do this by yourself if you have the will. If you're brave enough to mount this type of screen of its frame. It's kind of hard, but it's kind of easier than the, for example, curved screens. Those are harder. So yeah, gonna leave the other station, the nozzle around here. Yeah, as you can see, it goes through like it's butter. It's going easily now. It's going easier, really smooth. You don't want to force it, because if you force it, you're gonna mess up the lines. You can break the flex cable too, since it's pretty fragile. Here we go. And also the bottom solder, it melts at a pretty low temperature, so it's really easy to mess up that too. And you will end up with no image in most cases. Worst case scenario, no image. Best case scenario, your screen is gonna have green or blue lines. Slowly. And why I'm doing this? Because to solder the new connector, it has to lay flat. Uh, so it can make proper contact on all the pins. You have to solder it flat. That's why you need to do this, and a lot of patience involved in this type of thing. You gotta feel it. You gotta feel the air. No, my station is very precise, but nevertheless, there are some stations that tend to fluctuate too much. You gotta be checking once in a while. But if you have a good station, no worries. I recommend the Axis One stations, like Axis Two, like the one that Louis Rosman recommends on his channel. The Adam Axis Two, that's a really good station, and some of my colleagues use them. And yeah, as you can see, well, we're almost there. We are almost there. This is a crucial part because this silver tape um, is it's very hard to loosen up, and it's very easy to mess up in this part because you can tear apart the edges of the flex cable. That means that it's game over. You need to buy a new screen, and maybe we're gonna need to buy a new one too. Stay tuned for future videos to see if we can save this little screen. So yeah, one mistake that I see a lot of people do is that they tend to get desperate and they tear this thing up, and that's when you mess up the flex cable. So yeah, and And if you ask me, I've done this several times. I saved a lot of screens in the past, uh, mainly due to my cheapness. That I don't like to buy new stuff if it can be fixed. So yeah. At this point, if you don't feel safe doing it, you can use some alcohol, but I'm going to show you how to do it only with heat. Here we go. Almost there. Oh yeah. Talking regarding about the Samsung and Apple lawsuit, uh, we're yet to see how it's gonna affect the market. I think we're not gonna see high quality screens for a while. We're gonna see a downgrade on the current quality of the screens available for replacement. Uh, and it's gonna affect mainly newer phones or those phones that are formerly using the soft OLED technology. Hard OLED, I think it's not going to be affected at all because that's older technology that has been used since 10 years ago. Hard OLED has been in the market, and all the factories in China have pretty much mastered the art of doing of manufacturing hard OLED screens. Actually, I recommend those type of screens when you're repairing your iPhone because it has the same image quality. They're kind of cheaper and more fragile, but they keep the image quality as the original one mostly, and it's better than the Intel type of screen. This way, I'm gonna go for some alcohol. Some alcohol here. Loosen the glue. See, that's gonna loosen the glue that's on there. It's not gonna mess up the flex cable as long as you don't connect your phone while you're done with this thing. See how it's loosening it up. So very patient. Be very patient. Let the sheet do its job. Don't force it. So if you force it, it's game over. It's like if you're slicing slowly the glue. That's what I think that when it comes to repairs, patience is king. Because I see a lot of people rush in this type of jobs and tend to break a lot of screens. And if you want to manage a successful repair business, you cannot take the luxury of ruining screens this way. I've seen a lot of shops that they don't care and just tear the screen away and install a new one. I don't like the style. That's not my style. Uh, People tell me, it's just trash. Just get a new phone or whatever. I'm cheap. Sometimes these need to be done. You can see, I can already start prying apart, but I won't because I'm pulling, but I won't because I wanna let the alcohol do its job. As you can see, you are not risking the IC anymore, or this chip. This is like the backlight chip. I don't know what it is. Um, Sometimes I've seen that people bend it in this part, in this little part here, and they fracture the chip. That's game over too. That's game over. Patience is key. I've seen a lot of shops too that those shops that 1 hour guarantee job. I get the hell out of here. Let me take my time. If you need your phone in an hour, you have a problem. You have a phone addiction, and you need to check that out with an expert. Phone addiction is real, as everyone knows in 2023. But yeah, you can see how it is slowly, slowly, slowly. There's no, well, at least if your phone is not needed, like for a legal case or something, uh, there's no necessity to get a phone in the same day repaired. Um, and for those cases, there's some specialized technicians that have the tools, the proper tools, and the proper knowledge. And in that case, if it's just because the screen doesn't work, just get a new screen. You gotta get your info out. You get a new screen. But if you wanna keep using the phone because you're cheap or because you don't have money or whatever, or because you cannot find a good quality screen, I recommend you doing this. Otherwise, just get a new phone, brother. There we go. It's inside now. That's what she said. I've been off of YouTube lately. I've been taking care of a lot of things. And it takes a toll in my mental health being uploading on a constant basis because sometimes I feel that I don't have anything like relevant to share it all you. Uh, that's why I don't upload so often. Some people tell me, "Oh, your channel will be famous right now. You will making another type of content of your type of content is attractive to a lot of people, but oh, I have other things to focus on, like riding my bike, studying, playing music. There's better things in life than being stuck with trash phones. But yeah, it's a thing that I still enjoy because I enjoy um, when something that no one has any hope um, make it work again. Like the trash of others is the treasure of some. Yeah, here we go. As you can see, I think we already fucked up here because the edge of the screen is already coming loose. I think I fucked up already. We're gonna see in a future video if this one was successful or if it's gone to the trash. Here we go. As you can see, this edge, I think I messed up already because this edge has come loose. That means that the connector is it's broken already. But we're gonna at the end of the video just for the sake of showing you how hard this is and why some people should value this job a little bit more. Don't make a technician mad because they can break your stuff very easily. Here we go. Almost there. alcohol. A little bit more alcohol is the solution for all your problems. Oops. Yeah, I think I finally killed the screen by that move. There's an interesting video where some Chinese guys do a folding iPhone. It's basically the same principle in here, where they mess up like 43 screens or 44 screens. I don't remember how much screens, but basically it's trial and error. Trial and error. Not every screen can be saved, but I can send it to one of my colleagues that has the fancy laminating machine, so he can save it. Maybe it's good for him. So yeah, patience is key. We're almost there. Almost there. And at this point, it's really tempting just to pull it off, but no, not yet. A little bit more alcohol. Not yet. We're not there yet. There we go. ¿Qué pasó?
Iban a llevarla a la fábrica de negro y las frutas. Antes de que salgan a la escuela.
Ahí voy, ahorita voy. Here we go. Ya voy a terminar aquí, ahí voy. Hablo español también. You have some sort of base, like to avoid this thing to move. I advise you to use it. Your hot plate is also handy. Suction hot plate. There we go, almost there. And it's loose already. Just gonna do it this way. Here we go. You can lay it flat and solder your new port. Now, this is some Kapton tape or whatever to lay it flat perfectly. As we can see, I think it's gonna be okay. Now I see that the edges are not really that bad. Maybe it can be saved. Stay tuned for future videos. And if you want more stuff, subscribe. If you want to support my channel, you can do it by subscribing. I'm not gonna ask you for any money or for anything at all, just to watch these videos if you like them. To leave a like and also subscribe to the other channels that I recommend. If you want to learn how to repair, do it like I did, watching a lot of Louis Rossman videos, a lot of Jesse Jones videos, Paul Daniels. All those blokes are top notch. Um, if you, like me, are a Spanish speaker, habla español, muchos youtubers latinos, Edgar Yo Reparo, Carlos Quiseno, son mis recomendaciones, son my influences when it comes to repair, my inspirations, to say it that way. And yeah, thanks for watching.